Hey everybody, and welcome to Make It with Mod Podge. I'm Steve Piacenza.
And I'm Cathie Fillion, and thank you guys so much for joining us today. We've got a really fun episode. We're going to be talking all things Mod Podge sparkle and snow as we create our cute little pastel village.
Yes, holiday today.
I love it, I love it. Bring it on.
It's going to be fun. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to be making this pastel Christmas tree right over here. And the first thing, of course, you need is your structure. We found this at the craft store, which we love. It comes completely blank like this. And to achieve this look, the first thing is making a template. So we made a template so we can see it fits right on top, and it also shows us the lines right here, which allows us to cut our paper, which is right here. Now we're using a pink buffalo check for that.
I love that paper.
It's really so nice, isn't it? Right here, this pink buffalo check, and then we decided to use a kind of a pastel-y blue, solid blue with a little bit of white polka dots on it. Snowy, right?
I love it. I think it looks like little, snowflakes coming down. And I love the pastel for holiday. What's cool about this is you can make this in any color palette. So if you love traditional red and green, do that. If you like those turquoises.
It's kind of farmhousey, isn't it?
Yeah, I love it.
Very farmhouse. Okay, so we cut our paper right here so you can see from top to bottom, there are 4 pieces that fit onto each one of these little areas on the tree. Now we're going to be using our matte Mod Podge for this, and it's as simple as adding a little bit of your Mod Podge right on top of the first little area. Doesn't matter if you start from the top or the bottom. Just make sure you add some Mod Podge to your little structure here and to the back of your paper. And we're just going to drop that right on down on top. Again, you can move it around, wiggle it around. You got some time there before it dries. And then I like to just go quickly right on top. Add a little bit of that and then push out any air bubbles or wrinkles you might have. Here we go. And there we go. There is our first piece down. Let me show you a second one really quickly. And remember, guys, you can use any type of scrap paper for this, any type of color.
Even wrapping paper.
Wrapping paper.
Greeting cards.
Absolutely. Napkins. This is a project that you can color coordinate to what your holiday theme is.
Now last week in the video we did the village houses. We had the 7 tips for village houses, and we did do the fabric, paper, and napkin on that.
Right.
So if you want to see how to do the napkins, which you could totally do on this tree, like you said, you can just go back to that last week's video.
Oh yes. And like me and Cathie have tons of papers and wrapping papers and napkins, so go inside those drawers that you have and pull some of those old favorites out. I'm gonna go right on top again. We're going to line it up nicely. I like to add a little bit more of the Mod Podge right on top after I've done that, so I can push out any of those wrinkles or bubbles that I might have. This doesn't really have any of that, but I still like to go over it once it's lined up. And there we have that. Now I'm gonna work the rest of the way down, and we're gonna let that dry, but Cathie's gonna show you what we're doing next, and then we're gonna come back to this in just a little bit.
We got a lot of stuff going on today. So on our tree, let's start with the tree. When it's finished and all the paper's down, we're going to top coat it using the Sparkle Mod Podge. So I'm hoping that the camera can catch all those little sparkles in there on the paper. So our paper wasn't sparkly, but we're going to add, instead of the matte as a top coat, we're gonna top coat with the Sparkle Mod Podge. We'll also show you how we use the Sparkle Mod Podge to top coat our glitter house. It's such a great formula. It's a little different from Mega Glitter that we used last week. Sparkle Mod Podge has all of the same size glitter in it, and it's hologram or iridescent, aurora borealis, and it comes in the pink bottle. So I've got a little house here, and this house has been coated with the Sparkle Mod Podge. So I'm hoping the lights are catching that good and you guys can see that really fun sparkle. And it's super easy to apply. You're just gonna go in and apply it like you would your regular Mod Podge top coat. And it's important, like I always say, just smooth brush strokes, go in one direction, up and down just like that. And it looks a little milky right now. I'm gonna set it aside, and once it's dry, it will have all of that gorgeous sparkle going on. So let's let that dry for a second, and I wanna talk to you about our faux snow. So on our tree that we made, you can see that we outlined it and we separated our different color sections with our faux snow. And last week we talked about our faux snow recipe, which is right here. And this is Epsom salts, bath salts, and flake iridescent glitter, the really light fluffy kind. It makes a really great snow combination. So I'm going to show you how we did our trees first, and then I'll show you how you use that to edge out your design. So for our trees, we found these little white cones, and they came in a pack of like 6, I think. And we're just gonna go in. Oh, one thing to note is when we're working with glitters and things, we do like to have our Mod Podge in a separate container.
Oh yeah.
So that we don't cross-contaminate. We do not want to get all of our glitter into our jar of Mod Podge. So just pour a little bit out, whatever you think you're going to need, into a little container or onto a work surface wax paper. Okay, we're going to just coat this cone. Now, a lot of these cones come paper mache also. So if you did have a paper mache one, it's a good idea to paint it white or like a pastel color first before you apply the snow. So for this snow, I'm just gonna roll it around, kind of tap it, sprinkle it. If you tap it down, it kind of gets some of that salt to glue to the back first, and then the iridescent part kind of flakes up to the top and it looks like sparkly snow. So I'm gonna set this aside and let it dry. And once it's dry, it looks like this, and you've got all sorts of beautiful sparkle and that background of the salt, which looks like the snow. For those little trees, we added some gems. You could add any kind of things that you want to finish them off. You really don't even need, I mean, it's so sweet on its own, but I like to add a little gem. I'm like glue a rhinestone, right, Steve?
That's it. Keep adding to it.
So on our tree that we did, you can see that we've got it outlined there. So to do the outlining, it's really simple. You just go in with your brush and do some kind of thick, kind of chunky, just thick. There's no rules here, just like so. And then you go in, do it over my work surface, and just sprinkle that salt and glitter right on there. And then tap off your extra. And then just let it dry. That's how quickly and fast you can add a little snow border for our tree. You can see we did it all the way around the edges. We did the base, and then we did it in between. Just paint on your Mod Podge and sprinkle it right on there.
Yeah, so that snow works perfect right in these lines here.
So easy to do. So once this is dry, I'm going to give that a top coat. Do you want to show the glittering of the house? We're going to teach you a glittered house.
Okay, let's swap. We're going to do a little glittering of the house here. Let me get my...
So this is our house that we're going to do, just a wood blank house.
Okay, so here's our wood blank, and we're going to add some glitter right on top of this using Mod Podge and glitter. Just to note, we didn't base coat this with a color that is almost the same. You can do that if you want. We wanted to keep it wood, because maybe a little bit of that wood comes through. So you can do it either way. You can paint this blue and add blue glitter right on top, or you don't have to. So the first thing we're going to do is, again, we're going to take our Mod Podge and just go over the entire surface here. And they have a lot of fun surfaces out there now, don't they?
Oh my goodness. And last week everyone was asking, where are the houses from? Where are the houses from? The houses, I have seen them at all of the craft stores.
Yeah.
So all of them have it. I even saw them in the Target dollar bin. They were 3 for $5. Last week we did a paint over. Those we found in a clearance bin. So there's paper mache ones, wood ones. I've seen tin ones. There's tons of different little houses and villages that are ready to be made over. Yeah. And a lot of these wood trees too. All the craft stores have different wood. And I saw them at Dollar Tree also. So lots of places you can go.
So there we go. So we have a full coverage of Mod Podge down on our surface. And I'm going to put this little piece of paper underneath here so I can grab all that extra glitter. We don't want to waste that. And then you're just going to go right on top. like so.
I love that color.
It's really pretty. And we're going to just go over the entire surface there and cover that up. Okay. And then you're just gonna tap off. There we go. And then we're gonna let that dry. Again, I like it the way it is. It's, you know, it covers really, really well. If you wanted to do a second coat, you could, but this is perfect. We would let this dry for at least,
I think
do
an hour.
An hour. And we always go back and forth.
You're like, I do half hour.
Sometimes it's half hour, sometimes it's an hour. So I would let that dry for an hour, and then we'd move on to the next step, which Cathie will show you, adding some snow and adding Sparkle Mod Podge on top of that.
So, and you can do the sides if you want. Also, you can even do the back. So if you're doing this on a dining table or something, you may want to do both sides of it. So it's, you know, visual from both sides. Once that glitter is dry, you can top coat with the Mod Podge Sparkle or Mega Glitter. We use Sparkle here. And what's cool about that is that with that, you still get the sparkle coming through, but it's flake free.
That's the best part of it.
So the Sparkle Mod Podge will seal in all that glitter, and you won't have glitter all over your dining table when you're trying to serve a nice meal or something like that. Okay, so let's show you. We've got Steve's house here. Normally we would wait a little bit longer for this to dry, but I do want to just go ahead and show you adding that Sparkle Mod Podge. You just go right onto your paper and apply that just like so. And when it dries, it's gonna have all of that really pretty sparkle coming through. Go ahead and give a coat here. Oops, we got a little wrinkle. You can press out a wrinkle if you see a wrinkle.
Yeah, a lot of the times though, when you do let this dry, a lot of those little bubbles and wrinkles will go away during the dry time.
You just need to let it dry, yeah, totally. Okay, go ahead and do that. Yes, normally we wait like 20 minutes before we top coat. Yeah. But I don't think you guys want to sit around for 20 minutes while we wait for Mod Podge to dry. Now, to finish it off, I want to show you how when it's wet, we just chunk it up right on those edges, just like so. And remember, the part where it's milky, that's all going to dry really sparkly with the Sparkle Mod Podge. So you just go ahead and apply that in the same way we did it on that little house. You just sprinkle that right onto there, right along the edge.
So easy.
Just like so. And then for in between our pieces, same deal, just kind of add a nice thick layer. And I like to just kind of be sloppy with it so it actually looks like the way snow would be.
Yeah.
You know.
My favorite is mixing it with the Epsom salt. Epsom salt is so inexpensive.
Oh yeah.
And you really get a bang for your buck.
Go. Just kind of spread it like that. And you would just do that all the way around the whole tree until it is finished and looking so. We even added it to the base of our tree. So really you can use this snow mixture and Mod Podge to decorate any of these seasonal decor items.
Oh, yeah. A full snow village.
I love it. I want more trees like this.
We can make more today, yes.
Thank you guys so much for joining us today. We hope that you enjoyed these ideas using Sparkle Mod Podge to add a little glitter to your projects, and our fun recipe for faux snow really adds a cute little extra element to your decoupage projects.
Absolutely, and happy holidays to you all.
Please be sure to use the hashtags Plaid Crafts and Mod Podge so that Plaid can see what you're making and you can get featured for Fan Friday. Ooh. We'll be back here next Thursday on Facebook and on Saturdays at YouTube.
See you next time.
See you next time.